What's up? How about a TWOSUN? Got one in this box right here. Let's get it out of there and check it in so we can check it out. Okay, this one I've been kind of excited for. It's got the clear acrylic scales. How cool is that? I mean, we'll see. I know this. I had to get one. Yeah, I can't let that go. Hopefully I didn't pay a premium for clear acrylic and scales, but I got same thing going. A couple of my favorite knives they're bringing out in that new Ultim, that yellow, I don't know, isn't it a yellow acrylic? Kind of same stuff, isn't it? I don't know. But yeah, like sometimes they can treat that like it's some kind of premium or something. This one, interestingly enough, also is attractive as a knife. So not only does it have these clear acrylic scales, which is pretty novel, it's a pretty darn good looking knife. Blade, handle shape. Let's get some of this oil off of it. I mean, I'm already kind of digging it. That's different, man. Wow. No collars, very simple hardware. Pretty cool so far. All right, let's get this towel out of the way. Let's get to the business end. Okay. So this is a Wong design, a TS428 in N690 steel. Yeah. And 100% what I said. This knife is cool even without the clear acrylic scale, showing the skeleton behind there. And let me see if I can show it. I don't know if I can get it to pop into the camera, but there's some fine milling in this acrylic. It's not just smooth. There's yeah, maybe that's a good angle right there, but there's milling across the surface of it, and it's got a texture. Now, I mean, yeah. Acrylic or no acrylic, this thing's kind of representing as a for real piece. I mean, that could have been, just black G10 in there in that insert, and this knife would have created some interest. The action's pretty good. Spidey flick, thumb flick, back flip. Pretty good detent. I bet you I can fail it though. Nope, I cannot. And it's not because the detent like sprung it out there. It's because the action is so good it wouldn't stop. There, it stopped. Yeah, the detent's not strong enough to force it to snap all the way open, but that thing is running smooth. Very nice. Man, let's get in it. All right. Acrylic scales. I mean, I like different. Has that got Loctite? A little bit. Yeah, the blue stuff. It's got blue Loctite on it. Come on. I don't think that had to come off. This one did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one could have stayed. That's just a scale. But I'm probably going to take it completely apart to wipe off any oils that are on the knife. You know, I could tell you right away, one of the questions that's kind of running through my mind, I wonder if I can dye this and it stay transparent. What do you think? Like if I dyed that purple, would it be transparent with a purple tint? You know, I mean, don't dye it hard, but put a light dye on it. Titanium, titanium. It's got a steel insert for this lock bar. Lots of skeletonizing for weight reduction. It's not super oily in here, so I don't know that I need to pull that scale. It's actually lightly oiled now that I'm looking. It's not overly done, but it does have some oil in some places that don't need oil. I'm pretty sure one of the things I want to be careful with this acrylic is I don't want to crack it. You know what I mean? Like something tells me that could be part of the danger or the stress with that stuff. Now I don't know that to be true. I mean, it may be tough, just like G10. I'm calling it acrylic. I should probably look at, yeah, it had enough oil in there for me to get it apart. I think I'm going to pause and I'm going to look and see what the official wording is for this material. Yeah, it seems like you could crack this right here really easy. I mean, interesting. And I think this one should be free to come off as well. Well, yeah, no, it should. Looking at it. Yeah, there it is. Easy breezy. It doesn't sound like what I think acrylic sounds like. Now, I'm not an acrylic sound expert, but it doesn't sound like what I think acrylic would sound like. I'm going to look at the designation. Yeah, so they list it as acrylic. So they're saying it's acrylic. I thought it was acrylic. We'll keep it at acrylic. And it's got it's got milling on it. So on the back, I mean the front's kind of been sanded. But the back, I don't know. Man, it's so hard to tell. Ultimately, it's got like a frosted finish on it, which is good because if it was clear, man, every little scratch would just highlight, you know. So having it frosted is not a bad thing. And it still shows the innards. Like I said, I've got a couple of Ultim scaled knives on their way, or here, maybe even here. I think I ordered a Praxis with it, and I think another one. And of course, with the images, being able to see the scales in the knife, I think it's pretty cool. I like it. Now, as long as it's got a good grip and it's resilient, like it's not going to break in my hand if I'm using the knife. I mean, clearly you could scratch it and scuff it and deal with the transparency of it, but will it hold up to use? You know, honestly, that's the question. I think I'm going to put just a little bit on this detent. Just the tiniest little bit. because it felt just a hair light to me. Yeah, I mean, just when I'm thinking about slowing down and I'm looking at the models coming, 3, 4, 5 different cool models drop that make me go, yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to get one of those. Yeah, I'm going to have to get one of those. And I've already looked up the pricing on this, and yeah, I overpaid on it. I say I overpaid, but when you look at the availability and what you got to pay for it now, I mean, truth is, I probably bought it right. Yep. And we'll get to that. Okay, I think we're ready to go back together. Just rough these little barrel spacers a little bit. Get some of that oil off of them. And maybe the pivot. I do like the no collar look on this one. It's pretty clean. They could have captured the one side, which I think it is captured. Yeah. Since it's captured, they could have not milled the T for the torque bit in there and just left this smooth. It didn't need it. And it would have made for a really nice look. And these poke through, and ultimately the tension's brought from the other side, so they could have kept these a smooth cap too, so that I hate to shoulda coulda, but they could have really kept that whole one side of the knife clean. It would have looked like rivets, but it wouldn't have had hex heads and all that kind of stuff going on. A little tension, just the tiniest little bit. Aichi. Thin to win. All right, let's put it back together. What if I should put that scale on first? I think it's got to go on, now that I'm looking at it. And the way that they've created this, basically a shadow box and a ledge for this, so cool. So very cool. Yeah, this barrel spacer's got to go in there. And this one. Yeah. And I think I can put this one screw in, this little shorty. Hold all that in place. Definitely don't want to be over tightening this acrylic. Just nice, snug. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want none of that breaking. Okay. And this probably isn't a knife that I would plan to put to, cut and sawed, laying sawed in the yard or whatever. That this would be an absolute no-no to get dirty like that. For me, somebody, one of y'all may buy something like this and just instantly throw it in the toolbox and just put it to work. I mean, it's a tool and you're going to use it, or why have it, right? I think I already did this. Just being sure. I'm that way with a pickup truck bed. Liner or no liner. Day I take it home, I'll load bricks in it. I don't care. It's a truck bed. What am I going to do? Like baby it? Keep it pristine for the life of the truck? And I know guys like that. It's like, oh, you're going to scratch my bed. Okay. It's their truck. They can, obviously dictate it and run it the way they want, but not me, brother. I get a pickup truck the day I get it, I'm tossing stuff in the back, and I don't care. Scratch it up. Makes sense to get a bed liner, I guess, for resale value, but What am I doing? I'm talking about pickup trucks and I'm lost. But I get it. I'm that way with a pickup truck. I guarantee you there's somebody watching that's that way with knives. I buy a knife, I don't care what it is, it just, man, it goes into service and it gets treated just like every other knife. Get beat up, put it to work. I think what I'm going to do is put that pivot screw in, kind of hold it all down, and then I'll work on that acrylic scale or insert. I mean, there is the side of this that this in and of itself is a pretty dang cool knife. I mean, this could have been anything in here. I'm also thinking to myself, I might be able to polish this to a more transparent finish. Take it down to my buffers and sanders and really sand it fine, and then maybe buff it a little bit. And it may be sanded fine enough right now. It's pretty fine surface. Yeah, very carefully putting tension on this stuff. These three are all the same size. Okay. I love it when a plan comes together. So the pocket clip is recessed into the acrylic, but it's also recessed into the titanium. And it's got 2 screws. So should be pretty permanently fixed. And I mean, these screws must be titanium screws, because they are not magnetic at all, and surely they're not aluminum. Now this pocket clip isn't holding the acrylic tight in any way, so I'm going to make sure and get it tight. I don't want that pocket clip rattling around. Okay. I better check that detent, huh? Yeah, that's solid as a rock. And make sure I'm not too tight. I mean, whew, that's so nice. Wow. I mean, I know it's got N690 in it, but they could have, same exact knife, they could have easily put, M390 or S90V, and it wouldn't have been out of place with this knife at all. The action, the fit and finish, the titanium, all of it is, I mean, this is a really nice piece. Very nice. I mean, I'll give that action an A for sure. Let's talk about ergonomics. So this grip right here, it's got a great finger guard. It's got some jimping on the back of it. This is just shy of combat jimping up top here. I mean, it is very grippy. It's not quite combat jimping, but boy, is it close. The scales, I mean, this whole thing, it's got some texture to it, but it's a smooth grip. It's not ultra uber grippy. The pocket clip is pretty much invisible in there. You can choke up here, you know, whatever's going on there. But in hand, very comfortable and definitely confident towards very confident grip, like locked in. Love this blade shape. It actually swoops up slightly at the end. Yeah, so there's straight. And I can see that this, from the edge of this swedge, that tip is higher. The tip is higher than this point right here. Interesting. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, very nice ergonomics. Let's check the pocket clip. Okay, if it'll clear this thick stuff, I think it's going to be okay. Yeah, the question is, can I get it to clear it? There it goes. Kind of folded it over. And yeah, it's awful thin in there. If you look, it's super thin. It's not going to take this thick material any further. Yep. What about the standard jean size material? Yeah, it runs like money there. And what a cool profile in the pocket now. It's maybe less than a half an inch poking out. But what a cool profile. Standard jeans material runs the whole length. It's got good tension. It's not a dryer knife, but it's got good tension. I will say I don't think I'm willing to increase the tension here because it would cause this clip to put pressure down on this acrylic. And I don't think I'm willing to do that. So whatever this tension is, it's what it's going to be. And then my spot, perfect back here. Yeah, what a cool profile. Yep. I like it. Very cool. Yeah, it's not going to run well on that thick material though. Wonder if it's sharp. Safety. Come on, man. Let's be right. Yeah, okay, so I'm good there at the back. And I cannot cut the tip. So the tip's good. The clip's good. And there's no blade contact in the back. Awesome. All right, now let's see if it's sharp. I mean, it sure looks like it would be. I mean, look at this in my hand. Does that not look like, I mean, it looks sort of like a buoy. Yeah, it's sharp. It does feel like it's got a burr. I'm gonna strop it. Okay, 3 or 4 passes. Let's try again. Just a little strop on the strop. And I mean, all the difference in the world. Y'all have seen me do this 100 times or more. It just needed a strop. It had a burr. Yep. I mean, they did a great job sharpening it, obviously. It just needed the burr knocked off. Yeah, this thing's very, 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 very sharp. Okay. Price and availability. All right, so let's get to that part. So White Mountain Knives had it, and they were selling it for around $80. It was discounted down from 100 something. I bought it for just under $100 at a live DWIN auction. Neither place can I find this knife available right now. It's not up for live auction, and it is not in inventory with White Mountain Knives, which is kind of a bummer because they're running a 15% off. And so I don't know if you know it, but it's 15% off. And then if you use the discount code in the cart, you can get another 10% off. So, I mean, you should be looking at some TWOSUNs. They had over 100 different models in stock the other day. So, but I did find this knife. Where I found it was on AliExpress. So the Y Start knife store, which is reputable, if you order from them, you'll get your knife. It's going to take as long as it would take to come from the Y Start from AliExpress as it would have taken to come from TWOSUN. So you're looking at, give yourself 3 to 5 weeks. If it shows up in 24 days, you're happy, right? But it is on AliExpress in the Y Start store for 129 bucks. So paying under 100 for it, it's not available in any place that it is. It's like $130. It was like $129.99, I think, is what they wanted. I'm pretty happy with the purchase. What a unique, very cool knife with these see-through acrylic scales. I mean, I don't know. It looks like a bridge in there. Doesn't look like a bridge on this side. But lots of weight relief. I mean, the knife is light. It's light. 3-something for sure. Great action. Whew. This is a good one, man. It's a TWOSUN 428 and N690. And my battery's about to die. Let me get the charger hooked up. Come on, man. There we go. Saved the day. Yeah. One more time. We'll get out of here. TS428 and N690. What a cool knife. I dig it, man. This is, sometimes I just kind of check them in and it's like it is what it is. But this is a good one. Really nice blade shape. Nice handle ergonomics. I dig it. Appreciate you watching.